So today we are going to talk about two other characters of God. One of them he gave to us in Exodus 31, chapter 13. And when he was talking about it, he was talking about this Sabbath, which is a day set apart from the other weekdays. And it's called Jehovah Mekodishkem, which means the Lord who sanctifies you. And the Bible talks about that no one who is not holy can see God. And we see that in Hebrews 12:14. We're also told in 1 Peter that we're to be holy as God is holy. And the challenge for us is that we cannot be holy. We are constantly failing. We just cannot do it. And that is the reason Jesus had to come to fulfill all of the commandments and the law, because we can't do it. And even if you live as well as you can, you still have failures. And Jesus, when he was here on earth, told us that if you keep the commandments, but you have in your heart wanted to murder somebody, kill somebody, or steal, or talk bad about someone, gossiping, all of the commandments, that essentially you've broken them. So, what happens and how in the world are we sanctified? And sanctification comes in three parts. First, there's positional sanctification. And this is where, when, like the thief on the cross, accepted Jesus Christ as the Savior of the world, the righteous one, the Messiah, he was positionally holy. He was set apart. He was sanctified. That was where Jesus said to him, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." The next thing is called progressive sanctification. And that's where most of us are. We're in the process of being conformed into the image of Christ, but we're not yet there. And so it's a process. And I love the story that Perry Stone, a pastor, was talking about. He had done a event and people had gotten saved the night before, and he had people who were saved that night before come up on stage, and he gave them the microphone so they could give a little testimony of their life. And this one woman came up and she said, I got up this morning, it's Sunday morning, and I tried to get my boyfriend to get out of bed so that he could come to church and hear the word too. And Perry took the microphone and he said, she's saved, but she's not yet sanctified in that. And that's what it is. God works on us in sin in different ways and different parts of our lives. We don't just come out all the way holy the day we're saved. It's a process. And then there's ultimate sanctification. And I personally believe that we are ultimately sanctified when we are dying to this world and stepping into the kingdom of heaven, where we hear, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant, enter into your rest." That is the ultimate sanctification, which is the Jehovah Mekodishkem. We're sanctified because of Christ. And then the next part is Jehovah Tsideknu. And Jehovah Tsideknu is talked about in the New Testament, and it is talking about when Jesus, the Lord, is our righteousness, and it's talking about the millennial kingdom. So when we go from this world into the millennial kingdom, Jesus becomes our righteousness. And I believe that's why the Bible tells us that he will carry in his body the scars of the crucifixion and the high cost it was to God to redeem us from the curse and hell, because it reminds us that we were bought with a price, that our salvation cost God everything. And God always does what is right, proper, and consistent with all his attributes. His righteousness is the sharp difference between God and man. And one of the other things that I was really captivated about is in the Jehovah Mekodishkem, the word, the Lord sanctifies you, is a verb. The subject of that sentence is the Lord. So we cannot sanctify ourselves. We have to be sanctified, and the Lord had to take that upon himself. And I know today it's easy for us to look at the world and see all these things that we think are out of control, things that are wrong, problems that are in people's lives. And it is so important for us to always stay on God's side. He is holy. He is good. He is merciful. And even though it may seem like you're going through something right now that just makes no sense, or you're seeing things happening in the world that are upsetting, that we have to stay on God's side. We don't have his mind, but we can trust him, and that's part of our faith walk. So that is our two characters of God that I have looked at, which is Jehovah Mekodishkem, the Lord who sanctifies us, and Jehovah Tsideknu. Be blessed today.